Friends and takeaways. We're going to take a look at savvy advice marketing in the digital age. I teach a media course at one of our local universities. And recently I took in some publications, some old newspapers to my students to let them take a look at media in the past. You see, my father was a bit of a newspaper historian, and he saved a lot of papers from the past. He had the Halifax Chronicle, 1945, the day the war ended. He had paper from the first man walking on the moon. Terry Fox's, or not Terry Fox, we've got Paul Henderson's goal, 1972. And of course, the death of Terry Fox in 1981. Now, I too have become a bit of a newspaper historian, saving things for my kids. I had the first copy of the Georgia Straight, 1967. The Globe and Mail, first paper of the millennium. And of course, 9/11. Now, I watched these students in fascination looking at these papers with questions like, can we touch them? And mused at them looking at some of the ads. This one for Radio Shack, 8-track player. Of course, that really registered with them. And this one, 15.5% interest rate. This is an ad for a good deal, folks. So why the fascination? Okay. Newspapers for this generation have become a slightly irrelevant thing. They get their news, their entertainment, primarily by digital means. For them, a lot of these newspapers are something they see one day and then they're gone the next day. So to have something still around from that long ago was really something different for them. The fascination, they were disposable and they weren't digital. I think this story is relevant to us as marketers for a number of reasons, because it signals a change which is happening in the way we get our media. We are increasingly becoming much more of a digitally integrated people and getting our information this way. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today through a number of case studies of why digital, the internet, has changed the way that we do things as marketers. So, the future of advertising, industry that I work in, love, there isn't any. Now, I thought of ending here, folks, but then I realized you paid a lot, you want a little bit more information. So, the future of advertising doesn't look much like it did in the past. With the emergence of all of these various digital medias, social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Flickr, these are changing the very nature of the way we get our information out. I like to say that marketing is a lagging indicator. Okay? It follows where we spend our time. And increasingly, we're spending a lot more time in the digital world. Forrester Research did a study back in September '09 and took a look at the amount of time we're spending on TV versus the internet, and the amount of time we're spending in advertising in those mediums. And what this clearly indicates is roughly the budget allocated to TV is roughly in percentage to the amount of time we spend there, but on the internet, it hasn't kept up, and we're still trying to catch that up. I like to say that digital feeds the marketing funnel. Now, allow me to explain what I mean by that. People go through 3 phases in their purchasing decision. We have brand awareness, brand preference, consideration, and finally purchase. Digital has been really good at the first one and the last one because we knew how to use it. It was similar to traditional media. Banner ads, search ads, blogs, opt-in emails, those pushed the information out, not unlike a print ad or a TV ad. At the purchase phase, it's been very good for e-commerce, allowing us to get people to buy more, do it online, and reach a worldwide audience. But I think the real opportunity here is in the middle, this consideration and preference phase, because that's where social media really falls into play. Word of mouth, or WOM, is the most important there.